Hey, welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a process journal with me in my traveler's notebook. Just trying to find a good spot to go. This is my traveler's notebook. I've decorated the cover. It's from Michael's. Just some Daphne's Diary cutouts, chipboard and buttons. Trying to find a good page to work in. There we go. Found us a nice blank page. And just kind of putting some clips on, some binder clips to hold it open because it's still fairly new. This is the picture I'm going to be using. It's a photo strip from a photo booth at the mall. And those are just some mermaid markers. It looks like bottleneck, jellyfish, and maybe beach. And then this is a paper pad from the little $1.99 bin at Joann's. It's from Miss Sparkle & Co. They have really awesome things. They actually make some really good double-sided tape. So I decided to go with this little hexagon beehive honeycomb looking pattern. And then I'm just trying to look through my other papers that I have out to see if anything is going to match. And it doesn't. And now I've gone off to dig through my big paper pads to try and find something that will match to kind of layer with that Miss Sparkle & Co. page that I've pulled. Just again, digging through this little, I got this as a huge paper pad. I think it's Recollections from Michael's. Has like 80 pages, or I don't know, that sounds like a lot. I'm not sure. Used a coupon, it was 50% off. So I'm just trying to find a paper that's going to match that. I think I settled on that one finally, but of course I have to go through everything again. I found one that I really loved, but it had a design in the corner that I was not willing to sacrifice. Because I do kind of make TN junk journal inserts, and I like those with the big bold designs to use for those. So yeah, I settled on this arrow one, which is really funny. I took so long looking for that paper. See, this is the one that I'm not willing to sacrifice. Here in a minute I realize there's a big pretty design on it that I don't want to give up. See? Alright, so I go with that one. I spent a long time looking for that paper and I don't even use that. It's funny. Just trying to find the right angle with that paper. This blue kind of floral paper there with the red back, that is from that Maggie Holmes collection, and it is one of my favorite papers. And then I just pulled that piece of scrap right there that's sitting on the top that says The World Of, that I end up using. It's just a cutout from a Daphne's Diary. Which, side note, I realized that Books A Million sells Daphne's Diary. We have a Joann's, but it's like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes from me. And everybody was saying how Joann's and Barnes & Noble, which is also hour and a half, hour 45 from me, they have Daphne's Diary. Well, I found it at Books A Million. So these are just scraps really that I have set to the side, cut-offs. They're kind of big for scraps. Just cut-offs from some journals that I've made. And I'm just kind of sticking these together with some double-sided tape. I think that's a tape roller. But I feel like that one runs out soon, so I go to the glue and double-sided tape. Anyhow, I apologize for how gross and cluttered my desk is. You know, I've been trying to get some of these things accomplished, all while trying to write papers. So I'm trying to finish up my master's. Anyway, so I'm just kind of stacking these together. I put that over there. Over here in the left hand corner is my scrap bin that I'm digging through. I have a process video on how I made that so gorgeous. Gorgeous. And I'm just kind of digging through, looking for some little scraps or embellishments or little bits of paper to kind of make that super cute. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get over that cold that I had in my last video. Not real sure. I think it's more allergies than anything. So digging through my scraps. Not really finding much of anything. This is my first process video, and I am sorry. I don't have my stuff together. I don't know what I'm doing. We're just winging it. So thank you for coming along for the ride while I'm winging this process journal with me life kind of journey. We'll call it a journey. Sounds better if you say journey. So cutting apart a circle, but I didn't really cut it much of a circle. That's okay. Once you glue it down, you can't even tell. So I'm getting these papers glued together, trying to find the exact right way to do it. I have a paper trimmer, but of course it's on the other side of the room, and I did not want to dig it out. I'm trying to waste as little as possible with these. You know, I don't want to stick a lot of cardstock in this journal because it will get too thick and chunky on me, which I don't mind kind of chunky inserts, but I want to be able to close it comfortably and not worry that my elastic's going to fray and all of that. So right now what I'm doing is that paper has that honeycomb kind of hexagon shape on it. So I am cutting around those pieces to so you can see the shape better. So it's not just a straight edge. Kind of the same theory of why you kind of tear edges of paper so you don't have such a hard straight edge. Just using some double-sided sticky tape that I got from that $1.99 spot at Joann's. I get to go to Joann's about once every 3 months or so. My Gigi really loves Joann's. She cross stitches and crafts and stuff, which is, I feel like, where I get my love of crafting and all things fiddly, I guess. But I take her up there. We go up there together and we eat lunch, and we'll go to Joann's, and sometimes we'll go to the World Market. So I'm just attaching this little thing that I've made with the magazine cutout and that little hexagon paper and the film strip. I'm attaching it to that cut off piece from that Maggie Holmes paper pad. Oh gosh, I just love that paper. Look at it. It's just gorgeous. It's like a vintagey blue floral, and it's just so pretty. I wish I had like 100 more pieces. I would put it on everything. So these little flowers over here on my left, those are also from the Daphne's Diary. I cut those out, I had my daughter fussy cut them out. She loves to fussy cut things. They were meant to cut out and be used as like a little floral ring, but I'm not about that life. But I am about the paper crafting life. So glued that little circle down with my glue stick, my little planner glue stick. And now I'm trying to decide, what am I going to do with these markers? I've got these mermaid markers, which I love. I pulled out my pouch because I'm trying to make sure that I can really match these a little bit better. I've used them, I've kind of tested them, I swatched them, all of that, but I haven't actually like used them. I fell in love with them from some videos that I saw on YouTube. And here I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put this little thing that I've made. I don't even know what to call it. And I realize that it's too long. So I'm cutting off this part down at the bottom that says besties. I don't know why, I just have a thing for the poop emojis. I think it's because when my wife and I were first dating, so she's a paramedic and I'm an RN in the ER. And she told me that the difference between my job and her job was poop. And she is 1000% correct. Right there I'm trying to decide, do I want to do this as a tip-in, or do I want to use this acrylic paint? I pulled out a few things that I thought I might like to use. But then I've decided I'm going to use my Jane Davenport watercolors. So since we started dating, it's always been kind of a running joke about poop and poop emojis, and she gave me some things that say poop on our first date. So here I've pulled out the gesso because I want a watercolor, but I don't want to ruin these pages. And look at that. I wish you could have seen my face when that much gesso just splooged out all over my paper. I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do with all this gesso? So I found this scrap piece of paper, and I thought, well, I'll just make some paper, some super pretty papers, and use this extra gesso over there on that paper. So that's what I end up doing. So here I'm just spreading out this gesso and trying to get it all over both pages without getting my arm in it, without making a huger mess than what I've already made with this gesso. I know that I have used that gesso before, but for some reason it still had the thing on it, and I guess in my brain I thought, oh, just squeeze it out, and that's what I did. And you see that $50 size spot of gesso when really I just needed a dime size amount. I don't know, but I get it all over my traveler's notebook insert. I don't know, this is my first voiceover, so, and I'm not like 1,000% sure what I'm doing, but we'll see how it goes. We're just winging it, just like we're winging this journaling. So sorry, excuse me. So here I am scraping off that excess gesso and just wiping it on this paper. That's just like a 28-pound copy paper over there. It's the smoother paper. I use that nicer paper that's like $7 more a ream for my planer inserts. So here I'm just, swiping this all over this paper. I don't have enough to really cover the whole page, but I'm trying to get it on there so that I can. So I've been watching a lot of Inky Quill, and I am in love with her. So Adele has this thing called a Use It Up journal, so that you get 2 or more projects for the price of 1 cleanup. So I've really been kind of doing that here. That was my thought process with that paper. So now I'm trying to figure out what am I going to do while all of this stuff dries, because I don't really want to pull out my hair dryer because I don't have a heat tool yet. I'm hoping that I can talk the wife into letting me buy one. We shall see. So I'm picking out some of these flowers because I really love these flowers, and let me tell you, I fussy cutted 1 sheet of those and said, screw this, Dakota can do the rest. And they are a pain in the behind because they're all uneven edges and everything, and I really want to use these in something, and I don't think that I can use them in the journals that I plan on selling because it came from Daphne's Diary. So I'm going to use them in my journal. They're super cute. They are floral. They're huge though, which is the problem. So I'm trying to decide here if I'm going to put some florals or what I'm going to do. I don't think I end up using florals on this part yet. So I disappeared off. I've got me my little bag of, this is where I put all of my cutouts and like where I have deconstructed the Daphne's Diary. I have it all in that little bag, which I borrowed from the work. It was a bag full of bags that our little bio bags come in. So I'm kind of just flicking through here trying to find something. See that sunflower? I'm going to use that. That's my wife's favorite flower. So I'm going to use that in a spread that has us in it. So I'm just trying to find some stuff that will match that so I can decorate the other side of the page. And I pulled out that flower and looks like some leaves for these other tiny flowers. And is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, because now I'm back sticking all the rest of the stuff that I'm not going to use back into this bag so that I can put them away. And then I disappear off, digging through my papers again, because that's what I do. So now I'm pulling out, these Happy Planner sticker packs, the Mambi sticker packs. And I want to say I was either looking for a quote or a flower or, something that could kind of go, because I have a whole other side of the page to fill up. I only have the one picture. So, I guess I probably could have cut those pictures up. And I've disappeared somewhere again. Probably digging through more stickers. Yeah, I was digging through more stickers. I have a bin. It's full of stickers. So, that's what I'm doing. I'm checking to see if that's dry. And now I'm digging around, flipping through these sticker sheets. Just trying to see if there's one that might match. That might go really well. Spoiler alert, I only end up using triangles and arrows from these books. So this really is just a lot of wasted time. Wasted time flipping through books, looking for the perfect sticker that I do not own. These little Mambi books are really for planners. I mark those pages so I can come back to them. I do a little bit of semi-decorative planning. I don't know. I tried it. I'm not like hardcore about it. I spent a whole lot of dollars on Etsy trying to be one of those people. But I just don't know. Like, I like a pretty planner, I do. But I just can't see spending what looks like hours putting stickers and making a planner decorative when I'm only going to use it for a week. What am I going to do later after that? Just kind of look through it and touch it and make, oh, it's so pretty. Look at all the stickers. When I do that in my journal. And it's not just like for 7 days. Like this, I don't date my journals usually because I don't go in chronological order. This film strips, picture booth, photo, whatever you want to call it, I have had that on my refrigerator for 3 years now, I think, because I want to say that's a 3-year-old picture that I'm putting in my journal that I've had for a month. So here I am still trying to make these flowers work when I ought to know that this is as wide as this side is. I don't need to go any wider or I'm not going to have any room. So anyway, planner stickers are super cute. They're super adorable. But I'm more of a functional planner, and I found that out the hard way. Well, maybe not the hard way, the expensive way. I found that out the expensive way. So, digging through my scrap bin, once again, I bought this punch, and it is so super cute. It's like little speech bubbles. So, I had some journaling cards that I either was not going to use or like I had tried to trim some of them down and they still just didn't work, and so I used the punch to punch them out. So look, now you get a little sneak peek into my scrap bin. So that's some cardstock. I know that's scrapbook paper, which it looks like a dictionary. I don't know. It's dictionary paper, scrapbook paper. It's hard to explain. It's like a thick cardstock. It's not a real dictionary paper. Anyhow, it's still super cute. What am I doing? I can't really see what I'm doing. Oh, I think I'm still trying to make papers work. And I'm cutting them out and gluing things down. Oh, look, I found a heart. Where'd that heart come from? Oh, I think that heart came out of a Mambi book. I think that might be what I was doing. So I found that best moment ever. Oh, so, okay, here comes the good stuff. So this is that Cosmo Cricut pad that I hauled last week, 2 weeks ago. I don't know. It's like an embossed paper where I'm kind of giving you a little flick through of it just in case you didn't see the whole video from Tuesday morning. And it's got gold accents, some of the papers, which I'm not like super duper crazy about. But I thought, ooh, I'll use this on this side. And it says collect moments, not things. Oh, and now I pulled out my paper trimmer, but of course there is no room on my desk. I have an entire drafting table that I am hogging up with all kinds of papers and bins and goodies. So I'm just kind of cutting that out, and I am going to watercolor it on camera because I don't already have enough things that I'm doing. So this is the first paper that I have used out of this paper pack, and I love it. It's awesome. I did get a little bit of warpage, but it didn't last long. All I had to do was tape it down, because I ended up I actually used it last night in a journal spread that I did not record, but anyhow. So that's what I'm doing. I am going to watercolor that and make it pretty. So got me a little scrap page and a napkin. And what am I doing? Oh, I'm making room for, that's my watercolor paper towel that has been through it. And then my watercolor brushes. And my jar of watercolor water that I've used once already. Move that over because it'll get gross. Digging. What am I looking for? Oh, so I made myself out of some Tim Holtz rub-on packages, a package of rub-ons. I made myself a little palette. So I've seen a lot of people do this like package technique where they put watercolor and stuff on the packaging and then squish it down onto the paper. And I am in love with that. And so I thought that I would maybe use that package more than once. And so I put a piece of white behind it so you could kind of see what color you're mixing. And I used it as like a little mixing palette. And here later you'll see that I use it, the rest of what I've mixed up on the palette, my air quotes palette, I use it later on that extra piece of paper that I gessoed with my accidental gesso. So here I'm using 70s eyeshadow. I think that's Mystic and Frida are the colors that I end up mixing to create this little journaling card watercolor thing. So just watercoloring. You don't really need, I don't know what else to say about this. So how about this? I am desperately trying to teach myself how to watercolor. I dabble in acrylics, and I can kind of get the look that I'm going for with acrylics with no problem. However, even in school, like, watercolor was always super tricky for me. I hated it. But then I started watching all these YouTube videos, and you get sucked in, man. You just get sucked in. It's so easy. You watch these videos, and they make it look effortless, which I obviously don't make it look effortless. But they make it look effortless, and it's so beautiful. And I just want that. I want that in my life. So I found this Jane Davenport Brights palette of watercolors on Amazon for like $15. Because I had bought one of those, you know, like the, 24 color Artist Loft super generic watercolor set. But they're terrible. They're chalky and terrible, and watercolor was not my thing. But then I watched several videos, and I think it was James Burke was like, the quality of your supplies is gonna reflect in your work. You don't have to have like the super high-end stuff, but if you have super low-end stuff, you may think you don't watercolor well when really it's the watercolors that don't watercolor well. So I bought this Jane Davenport set, and I haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to really play with it, but this journaling card that I'm doing turned out way better than I thought it was going to. And I bet and I really feel like it's because it's a good quality watercolor palette. But maybe I'm just getting better. Who knows? Anyway, I'm sorry if you can hear the train. I'm trying to record this, and of course I live close to the train tracks. This video has been sitting in my library for 4 days now, and I'm home alone. I got off work early, which never happens, but I picked up an extra shift at work because we're going on vacation, and they let me leave early at like 3 o'clock. So, perfect time, no kids, no wife, the dogs are asleep. Perfect opportunity to record some voiceovers. So, just watercoloring, just doing it. I wonder if I should speed this up faster. I don't know. Look, there it is. So pretty. So pretty. It's all watercolory. Sorry. Oh, so now I'm going to, because I just had that background, I'm going to do the same technique and colors for this background, which, let me say, I absolutely love it. It turned out really pretty. So I'm just adding more water to this watercolor because that palette is gorgeous, but sometimes those colors are just whoa, bam, in your face. And I just feel like with all of the work I've put into the stuff behind that film strip, I don't really need a wham in your face, boom, I'm purple, boom, I'm pink, boom, I'm blue. You know, I just need kind of a, hey, we're purple, pink, and blue. So that's what I'm doing here. Getting some of that Frida. So I don't know if I got a bad palette, but my Frida kind of, it doesn't get chalky, but it's like chunky. It's hard to explain. Is that supposed to be that way? Because I don't know that much about watercolor, but that pink spot right there at the top of that palette, it's got really dark chunks of pigment in it. And now I know if that happens with acrylic, like you got a bad tube of color, but I don't know if that's like normal for watercolor. None of the other paints do that. At least none of the ones that I found. Maybe Royal did that. I don't know. But it still works. It's just kind of chunky and I don't know. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way. So if you know anything about, you can kind of see where it's separating up at the top edge. If you know anything about watercolor, let me know in the comments if it's supposed to be kind of chunky like that. If that's normal, if that's just the pigment that they're using to make the color Frida. I don't know. Or if your Jane Davenport palette has kind of done that. I don't know. We'll see if it's supposed to be that way. I'm just still steady watercoloring. This took me, I don't know, like an hour? Less than that? I don't know. I think it was about an hour. I started halfway through. So there I turn it over. I read through that movie that the family was watching. I think they were watching Captain America Civil War. So, and there I'm trying out my hand at these little splatters. Because I'm new to the watercolor world. So this is really just me playing. You're watching me play with watercolors for the first time. Maybe the second or third. I don't know. I kind of got behind on my homework for school. And so I've been trying to play catch up. So I haven't had all that much time to do a lot of crafty things. And then, I don't know. We have had like 5 deaths this year since in 2018 in our family or close to our family. And we've just been kind of going. And it's nice to be able to not go and actually sit down and craft. So I'm kind of glad that I'm covering up this, the side that's on the left right now. It's going to end up being on the right when you turn it right side up. Because I don't know how I feel about the way this has kind of separated the blue and the purple and the pink over here. It kind of looks a little weird. I don't know. So, just trying to finish all of this watercoloring. Put that back there to let it dry. And then, what am I doing? Back and forth. So my intent when I made that watercolor journal card was to use it in this spread. However, I ended up not using it I think I've already said that. Did I already say that? I don't know. Well, look, there's that package technique that I've seen a lot of people do, and it turns out so super cute. And so I'm trying it. I am trying it. But then, I don't know. Somewhere I've got another. Oh yeah, that's because, okay, so I'm cleaning up the watercolor mess that I just made. And then I'm going to use those mermaid markers. So I think what I'm going to do is I've been saving these little paper towels that I've been watercoloring with. And so I tried to see if a marker will work, like a regular marker. And I don't think I like that. What is that? Is that a mermaid marker? I don't think that's a mermaid. Yeah, that's a mermaid marker. So I was looking to see if I could write over those embossed areas and get it to kind of stay. Just FYI, that does not work. However, because the mermaid markers are water-soluble inks, they kind of, if you go over it and then go over it with a wet brush, it takes away that hard edge, but you still get the words and the design to kind of pop. So that's what I'm doing here is I have gone over it with a mermaid marker, and now I'm going over it with a wet brush and kind of blurring those edges a little bit so that it doesn't look like I went over it, but that the words kind of pop a little bit. So you can see it better there. So that jellyfish color is giving me life. It's so pretty. And which is weird because I'm not really like a purple kind of girl. I don't hate purple. Don't get me wrong. It's my mom's favorite color, and I've just never really been a purple person. I'm more of a pink or kind of turquoisey aqua kind of person. But I've been doing a lot of purple lately, and I don't know what's wrong with me. I just don't know. So, which this spread I really love because it's kind of a muted purple, but then the spread where I actually use this journaling card on the opposite page, it's like a boom. I am purple and I am here and there's nothing you can do about it. And I just don't know how I feel about that. And then, I don't know, maybe the second spread I ever did in this journal, I ended up pulling the photo off and gluing the pages together because it was so freaking purple. Like, I absolutely hated it. I tried to live with it and make it work, and it just it was not happening. So I pulled the picture off and I glued it together. But I've just been all about the purple lately, and I don't know why. And it's completely accidental. Like, I don't even think about it. I just happened to look down and, oh crap, I've got purple everywhere. And sometimes it looks good and sometimes it doesn't. So I think I'm doing the last little bit of this attempt to make the white pop. So I'm just putting the mermaid marker down, dabbing it, swishing it around, kind of zhuzhing that water over it, dabbing it to kind of get rid of the edges, and then trying to make it work. And I think that one is pretty much done. We'll see. What am I doing now? I don't know what I'm doing. Why do I have more watercolor? What am I doing? Oh, splatters. Because I tried to put splatters on it before and the page was wet. So they don't do what you want them to do if the page is wet. They just don't do it. But then I end up with a palette full of paint again. So I have to... Oh no, you can see where I've been playing with my little flowers and an attempt at a feather. Because y'all know now that I'm not like an expert at watercolor. I'm not really an expert at anything except maybe nursing. And I'm almost an expert. I'm not 100% expert. But I'm for sure not a watercolor expert. A novice. Is there something below a novice? That's not doing it. So, I don't know. I'll have to Google that. Ooh, I wonder if Alexa knows. Alexa, What's below a novice? Oh, she said doo-doo. That means she doesn't know. Or either she doesn't like me. I don't think she likes me very much. Very much. Alexa, what's a novice?
Novice is usually defined as someone who has entered a religious order but has not taken final vows, or, alternatively, someone new to a field or activity.
Oh, maybe I am a novice. Thank you, Alexa. And she ignored me. I don't think she likes me. Anyway, Alexa says I'm a novice. I am a watercolor novice. Do any of y'all have an Alexa? I have an Alexa Dot in my bedroom. She just came on. Okay, she's off. Anyway, I have we call her the kitchen lady in the kitchen because it is one of the spots. It's a spot. And we have a dot in the bedroom. And we call her the kitchen lady because when you say her name, she lights up and she expects you to say things to her. And then if you don't talk to her, she says, I don't know. So we call her the kitchen lady just to avoid any confusion. But I love her. Most of the time. Sometimes no. But most of the time. And I'll catch myself at work being like, Alexa, blah, blah, blah. And sorry, Alexa. She's on again.
I'm not sure.
See, she's not sure. I'm not sure either. Anyhow, back to the journaling. So, what am I doing here? I am dabbing up some excess spotty water. And I've disappeared somewhere. Where did I go? Oh, I saw an arm. Oh, I'm eating some snacks, I think. Am I eating snacks? Is this where I eat snacks? So I have some of the best snacks ever over in the corner. And I think I'm waiting to see if this is dry. I don't know. I got on a spill about Alexa. So that is, so you see the little peak over here. That's my first attempt at texture paste with a stencil. And I'm not good at that either. So here I'm just kind of putting these little pieces, bits and bobs together that I have taken out of my little areas. I tried to make that journaling card work, and I don't think it's gonna. It doesn't end up on this page. It ends up on the next page, and you'll see it in a flip through because I did not do a process video. And I'm just still, what am I doing? Trying to figure, I've got that half flower. I'm trying to make it work. So I did this thing where I laid everything out so pretty, and I end up getting myself in that rut, and I need to stop doing it because I put all this stuff down and it looks fabulous, and then I forget where I freaking wanted it. Or I end up all off kilter and it's just not pretty anymore. However, this does end up turning out okay, but so I don't know where I've gone off to. I keep doing that. Oh, back to the stickers. Back to the Mamby sticker book. Looking for the perfect thing. Doesn't exist, y'all. It never does. The perfect thing never exists. Oh, there. I'm tying that color in to this side. And isn't it so pretty? It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love it when a plan comes together. Let's see. What am I doing now? Oh, there's those stickers. I pulled that out. That's the triangle-y stickers, which I fall in love with. And I don't know why. I'm not usually like a triangle-y sticker kind of person. Oh, look. See? So I pulled that piece off the bottom of that little collage thing that's on the right. I pulled it off the bottom. And it is perfect behind that little picture of the flower pot. I knew I saved. This is why I save things. My wife says that I save like I'm a hoarder. She's wrong. I am a crafter. There is a difference. So there I'm just gluing that down. And see, this is why I keep trash. Air quotes. What non-crafter people think of is trash. Crafty people know it's not trash. They know it has a future purpose. I'm just trying to get this little backing off the double-sided sticky tape. I love this double-sided sticky tape. It works so super well. But sometimes I just can't get my little stubby fingernails underneath the edge to pull it off. And like, so I don't know if I've mentioned that I have been watching, like binge watching Inky Quill, and she just makes this double-sided sticky tape process look effortless. And I'm so super jealous because it is not effortless for me. And if it's not effortless for her, kudos, because she makes it look amazing. Where did I go? Oh, I think I'm gluing this little glue stick. I'm gluing all the things down, trying to figure out where they go. So I'm trying to, this whole camera setup thing is so frustrating. I kid you not, like an hour in a chair above my desk trying to figure out the best place to put the tripod so that I could record videos. And I still don't think I have it down. And so there's like a good 6 or so inches from the edge of this frame to the edge of my desk. And that is why half of my crap is out of frame. Granted, I don't really want you to see my belly like lapping over the desk while I'm doing all this crafting, real life. But I can't get this angle right. I can't get anything right. And so a lot of times I'm out of camera. I'm decent at this crafty stuff, but man, I am not tech savvy at all. And I don't know. I'm pushing it down, trying to make it all stay. And let's see, here we go with some double-sided sticky tape for this side so that I can get it all down and looking pretty. So, double-sided sticky tape, double-sided sticky tape, double-sided sticky tape, taping down the things. Oh yeah. And fighting with the backing, fighting with the backing. I'm fighting with the backing, trying to get it off and clean up my mess, 'cause the wife is watching right beside me. Yeah. Sorry. I'm not real sure what happened there. I just busted out in song. Oh my gosh, I'm like a Disney movie. Oh, I don't know if I'm a Disney movie, if I'm singing by myself. I think being qualified for a Disney movie means that somebody else would have to bust out into the same song, and then we could be Disney. So, let's see. Got all of that stuck down. What am I doing? Looking for things. I'm inspecting. Doodle-doodle-doo. Inspecting journals. Doodle-doodle-doo. Ooh-ooh. Let's see. Oh, and now I am trying to get these triangle stickers stuck down. Kind of little sprinklings of confetti. Here in a minute I get my tweezers because I'm having a hard time getting those darn things off the package backing. And I think for some reason those fancy schmancy tweezers are going to help. They don't. Spoiler alert again. But here I am putting these little stickers down. There's a bunch of them. Just sticking. And here comes the tweezers. And I look ridiculous trying to stick down triangle stickers with those big, giant tweezers. Oh, and spoiler alert, I'm about to cut off. Here we go. My video cut off. My phone died, but I recorded this. This is what the final part looks like. Me and the kids. I love those little turds so much. My son is autistic, so him taking pictures with me was like a big freaking deal. So there we go. Final picture of this layout. Boom.